Hello, everyone, and welcome to ZSR Main. Tonight we've got another match of the Zelda 2 Randomizer 2024 Random Percent Tournament. This is Losers Round 4 between VixRyder and Xarnax. I'm starting with me on comp today is Elendar. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a nice evening for some Zelda 2 Randomizer. We're starting to get down to the end of it. I think we've got 6 people technically alive for this round. I think someone's already been eliminated, but we're getting down to the later rounds here. Is this game 1 for this match? I didn't watch the previous
Game
one.
2, actually. Vix won game 1.
Okay, so Xarnax looking to stay in it. Definitely gonna be a challenge. Vix is scarily good.
Very much so. Xarnax has been around for quite a while, years and years. Vix newer, but has been putting up some really good showings, so this will be a fun match to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I felt very lucky to have lost by as little as I did against Vix. So we'll see if he can take down Xarnax in advance.
Yep. That will be going shortly here. Vix saying Shuck and Nerf boots. Yeah, Vix expressed his distinct displeasure with that flag in multiple races this tournament.
Yeah, one of the things for one of the requests I have logged for 4.3 that's probably 4.31, but I'm gonna make an adjustment to allow users to adjust the frequency that some of these random things come up. We've got shuffled spells, 6 gems, no items, and 5 lives. I've joked several times this tournament about how there are only 2 kinds of seeds, fast 6 gemmers and slow 0 gemmers, so this is going to be the former.
Yeah, well, Shield, Life, Jump, and Thunder is a nice set of starting spells. Including the fact that we just started with all the spells that require spell items normal. Most of these spells that require spell items normally, and for half the spells on the 3/4 of the spells on the east. So thanks, game.
Not only that, Thunder is castable here at Magic 1, only 62.
That is impressive.
That's an extremely cheap Thunder spell, and gonna be helpful early on. Vix is looks like he accidentally walked back into this tile. I'm not really sure what he was doing. We're going west to find the trophy. Okay, so spell hints are on.
Yep, and that was Palace 2 right next to Start. It looks like I did miss that at Start.
Yeah, Palace 2 definitely the most important palace in this flag set. Ooh, but no,
Those
we get spell hints on. Yeah, no signs. So that's gonna be tricky. We got helpful hints on, but still no sign of any of them yet.
This is a Dried Canyon West. Speaking of those boots, if they're useful, it would be nice to find them, but where are they? We don't know. It's a better than 50% chance. They're vanilla.
Alright, spell hanging out in Raru, but extremely uncastable at Magic 1, 88.
Yeah, that is not castable in the slightest. Orange Green is 50 apiece, not the worst here in the early game.
Yeah, especially if you can knock out a few enemies with 1 Thunder.
Here's Saria on Xarnax's side.
Yeah, that so far. Oh, I was gonna say so far that may be our only way across the canyon, but Vix also seems to be on the other side of the canyon. So there's got to be at least a couple. Oh, Vix missing the blind stab on the bat.
I mean, we started on the southern shore. Xarnax on the northern shore. There's a couple ways across. Vanilla trophy. And a P-bag here on Stonehenge doesn't say a lot, especially since we started with a heart container.
Yeah, 500 though, not a bad reward.
No. But that isn't for important information about our spell shuffle, or item shuffle, sorry. Here's Pillar P-bag Cave.
P-bag gonna be a nice reward. Also some Red Guria hanging out there. Only 100 points, but still gonna get a magic up. And how much is the P bag? 100.
Womp womp. It does look like overworld items might be vanilla. We are more or less 3 for 3 right now.
Yeah, and if overworld items are vanilla, that bag being 100 would mean that we also have small item shuffle on.
Catch.
Yeah, the ones that replace heart containers are always shuffled, but the ones that are just the normal P bags in the pool will be their vanilla values, or at least their vanilla orientations, right? Because there's 4 different sizes of P bag in the pool. It's a little difficult to tell sometimes because, like, if you see a 100, that could be the second bag rolled up or the third bag rolled down, so you're never quite sure.
And apologies on Xarnax's cropping. I thought it would be said already, but anyway, that should be fixed.
There's still no way off this canyon I found yet.
As you say that.
Immediately as soon as I say that, we've got a maze. What's hanging out in the maze? Is it P4? It is P4, so rapidly starting to look like Vanilla Palace locations as well.
Yeah, we did see 1 of 3 or 6 on the west, and that is definitely P4 on the maze. King's Tomb, Death Hand has a hammer. Yeah, I think we've got vanilla overworld items.
Vix has enough confidence. Well, I was gonna say, getting the child normally not be. Okay, he is gonna skip getting the child. Did they start with the item in the Darunia slot? I think they.
Yes, they did. They started with every spell except Nibiru on the east.
Okay, they still need to get Reflect, and I don't think either runner has seen where that is. But it's either gonna be. Yeah, it's decent chance that Reflect is just in Nibiru. But if that's the case, then everything's fine. No spell items needed.
Yeah. Okay,
Xarnax
should now be fixed. Sorry about that. Xarnax in what is probably P3.
Yeah, an interesting choice to do 3 or 6 first instead of 2, because Xarnax knows 2 is like really close to start.
That is a magic jar here. Not a surprise.
Ooh, also bad news on Xarnax's side. He prioritized magic. He's at 243 right now, and still not only 1 cast of fairy per life, but it's like all of his magic.
That's just a good game.
They do have 5 lives though, so annoying, but not like gonna stop you from progressing.
No. I missed where Mita was, but where Vix is in it. I'm gonna pick up whatever stab is. Well, he can't pick up the they have jump. They can pick up the stab that's here.
They started with jump, yeah. And Vix still hasn't gotten fairy yet. He's gonna get that from Saria. And I missed which stab that was. Was that up?
Up stab, I think.
Okay.
I don't think I started with either stab, so I wasn't 100% paying attention, admittedly.
Ooh, this is very awkward. Xarnax has to take a death here, but both of these enemies drain his experience. He's thinking about trying to take this level instead so that he can safely take the death. No, he's just going to reroute completely, try this elevator.
Vix is over on the far eastern end of the continent. That's what I missed earlier. He's going to head up north now. Mita was on the southern coast.
Actually, I think that elevator Xarnax took him to the other side of that key block. I think that was just a loop. And this is what I was saying for Xarnax, right? He chose to do P3 before P2, and now he's found a glove block. And maybe this was a mistake. He could have gone to P2, maybe gotten a glove. It is, again, it's only, a 7 in 12 chance that the P2 has the glove in it, but I don't know. If in any of these seasons, unless I've got some real evidence, or like P2 is really far from start. If P2 is like anywhere close to start, I'm going there first.
Yeah.
Oh, and another. Yeah, this is that. Yeah, Xarnax looped like confirmed this was a loop, and it's just at this glove block.
Yep. Vix found, I think that was Heart Container Cave north of Mito, and decided, yeah, I don't feel like it, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I mean, that shows Vix's level of confidence that, sure, it's possible that Heart Container got replaced by a P-bag or something, but to be in a position where you could spend about a minute and get a Heart Container and be like, nah, I want to go fast is just Vix showing that he's confident in how he does this. He has gotten Reflect now. It's hanging out in Ruto apparently, so it's gonna be in just a second. He'll have Fairy probably as well, and then he'll be good on his spells for the seed.
I mean, Fairy's either in Saria or Naboo, and I don't remember if we've seen the spell out of Saria yet.
Fairy is in Saria.
Okay.
Yeah, Xarnax.
Actually,
Xarnax
that makes
got
sense,
it.
because Xarnax has it. They didn't start with it, and it couldn't have possibly been in Naboo, because we haven't been to the east.
Yeah, Xarnax thinks about it, and yeah, he has confirmed that P3 is glove blocked. So we're gonna see him take an up A, and I almost gave it to you. Make a beeline for P2,
which is, I think,
yeah, it's right here. It's right next to start. That's why I was saying it's a little weird not to have done this first, but it looks like the only way off of the maze is the raft anyway. So both Orbiters gonna need to get this glove, gonna need to do P3 after that, but it's a little bit of a sequencing error costing Xarnax a couple minutes.
Yeah, here's a question. Where's P1? I think I've managed to lose track of that. I think it's P3 that's close to Vix's current position on the northern shore. Xarnax is obviously in P2, and I'm not sure where P1 is on this west.
Yeah, possibly further off to the eastern end of the...
I don't think we've seen the northeastern side, other than the Heart Container Cave, which is only accessible from the far eastern end of the southern shore. There's like it's kind of a dead-endish bit of the map there.
Yeah, it's also possible that P1 might be boots blocked, because it's not critically important. Is this the Canadian hole? Ooh, this is the Canadian. It's a very awkward floor terrain for the Canadian hole, and yes, Xarnax does not make the jump in time. Oh no! And the Canadian hole drops you into the glove-blocked drop exit. So if you miss it, you must up A.
Oof, that one's rude.
Yep. It looks like you can go left instead. So Xarnax's gonna try out this left. Oh, he's gonna...
and Vix is doing the same thing of going into P3.
Wow, it's such a weird decision. Okay, Xarnax does a despawn on that door. A little surprised isn't up A after despawning the key door, but whatever. Right, because he's literally right at the start, but yeah, he's got Thunder. He's thinking about using Shield plus Fairy to get past the blue wire knuckle, but doesn't quite have enough for that. Okay, Thunder plus 1 stab at attack 2 is enough to take down a blue wire knuckle.
Go figure. 200 experience ain't bad either.
And nope, this is a dead end. Xarnax gonna do it to try and get key out of it, but yeah, you're gonna. He's also gonna get a level up. But you are required to jump across the Canadian hole. That is a bit rough. Although they do have jump spell, so now that Xarnax has despawned that door at the start, he won't need to use Fairy and he can jump over the gap instead. That makes it quite a bit easier.
Vix fighting a glove lock in 3.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember the Canadian hole room very well, to be honest. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. There is a glove block on the far side of the Canadian hole, so either there's another way to go through this palace, or I mean, it's possible that you want to hear some wild stuff. We could have shuffled items on the glove in P4.
Yep.
And then you have required. Well, I guess not required double diff because Vix did end up getting that reflect spell.
But required multiple trips to Maze Island.
Yeah.
Although we're doing multiple trips to Maze Island anyway, it looks like, since we're going to be multi-tripping, since that's our only way off this continent.
Yeah, it looks so like Xarnax had a different path that he could take here, though, in this P2. He's gone down this elevator that seems to have taken him to someplace else. Is this the Canadian hole room? Okay, no, okay. This is the exit of that drop trap. Okay, so Xarnax can go left here, and that's going to be a new route. Meanwhile, I don't know if yes, we did see this section that Vix is in from Xarnax's side. He's going to go down, and then yeah, this is where the loop is for him. Looks like he came to it from a different direction, but he's going to find out pretty much the same as Xarnax did. Xarnax going back for a key bag, and now he's
going to lose his life to it.
He can fairy spell out of it, but it's going to cost him.
Magic, yeah.
Yeah, this magic is valuable. They do have 5 lives, but going to be at least a little bit careful with them. And this is the item room? Yeah. So, okay.
It's a raft. Okay.
Okay. okay. I see what you did there. So now the glove could be in any of the palaces. We might have to be rafting over to the east to check out a P5 or a P6 glove.
It also appears that Xarnax thinks that he's glove blocked out of the rest of 3 or something because he's leaving. Or not 3, 2, brain.
It's very possible that the boss could be just on the other side of the Canadian hole. And Vix, meanwhile, has found an alternate route to this P2, and you actually can get the item.
Huh, surprise!
And if this is the glove, it's going to be funny. Okay, so now Vix is going to be like, hell yeah, I got the glove. What a cool gamble. And now Vix is going to go into P3 thinking the raft is there and be very confused and disappointed. But this you know who this really sucks for is Xarnax, because that's going to be that P3 is going to be the last place he comes back to, because he already went through and searched it, apparently.
It apparently that.
Oh yeah, Vix is
like out of it.
Yeah. Vix is in P3 for the glove. Okay, yeah. So
yeah, Vix knows that
That's
palace
right.
items are shuffled now.
Yeah, but man, it's so weird. It's gonna be weird now for Xarnax. Like, does he know that he didn't fully clear 3? Right? It could be that Xarnax just explored a bit of 3 and found some blocks, found a loop, and said, what am I doing here? I should be in P2. And just decided to leave. Or it could be that he actually thinks that he full cleared everything and that P2 is glove blocked. And or P3 is glove blocked. And if that's the case, it's going to be very bad for Xarnax, because he's going to be absolutely last locationing that glove.
Yep. Yes, we saw a raft tile on Maze Island, Patrick, which is the problem for Xarnax, as he can now go do not P2, not P3.
Right, Xarnax now has the rest of the seed open to him, where what he needs to do is do the thing right next to him. Yeah.
Did Vix game over or something on Reba? Because he didn't. I don't think he actually placed the gem.
I don't know. I didn't actually do these back here in this P2.
Well, so it looks like P1 was just on the southern shore somewhere, I guess, because Xarnax is now in there instead. Hey, we have community rooms on at least today. I've seen a few.
I like the community rooms in general, for obvious reasons, but the biggest reason I like the community rooms is that long GP without community rooms is just the absolute worst. I had posted in the dev channel earlier, one of my example seeds that I was running when I was testing some stuff had 54 rooms, and of 54 rooms in a vanilla rooms long GP, there were 20 distinct room layouts, including one room layout that appeared 7 times and one room layout that appeared 8 times. There just aren't enough rooms in the vanilla room set to make interesting long GPs, and they could just be impossible to navigate. So I'm a huge fan of community rooms being on and giving us some variance.
Absolutely, because after you see the same after you see 4 copies of the same room, you're like, am I looping? Am I not? Where am I going? What
Right.
was the rooms on either side of this copy of this room that I've seen 6 times?
Yeah, and if enemy shuffle is on, then so you can sometimes tell them apart by their enemies, but like especially if an enemy shuffle off long GP with vanilla rooms is just impossible to navigate.
Yeah.
Look at that bot. That bot wants Link's blood. Just jumping all the way across the pit. Come on!
Oh, hey, Horsehead. Yeah, as someone who with a truly abysmal sense of direction, or even with community rooms, GP can be a real struggle. Yeah, and long GP vanilla rooms is something I just don't do. I could barely manage it with community rooms. No community rooms? Yeah, no. My sense of direction goes from very, very, very bad to I'm just gonna deal in GP for an hour trying to find my way out with no luck.
Yeah, so Xarnax could have been first onto the board, but he decided to continue beyond Horsehead looking to get this level. He might be trying to just like get up to this level and let it carry on so the statue can give him Magic 5. This is going to be a dead end, so he's going to have to hope he gets enough experience here.
Which he does, just barely.
Okay. So he had enough experience to take the double level of attack 4 and life 5, but not enough experience to roll up to be able to get Magic 5.
Mm-hmm.
And Vix found his way to Helmet Head pretty easily. Xarnax didn't find. Well, I guess I don't know if this was beyond the glove block or not. I wasn't paying close attention.
Me neither.
But Xarnax, places his first gem just a couple seconds before Vix. So technically even, but Vix carrying a glove obviously has a huge advantage right now.
Carries a glove, and he knows where Rebo is as well. Chat said to load. Not much resources and no downstab. Decided to do Rebo later, especially.
Yep, that's fair.
Level out of it too, which it makes sense.
Yeah, unlike an attack 2 or attack 3 downstab with Rebo, it could be a bit spicy.
Chat says Helmet Head is to the left of the item room. Xarnax update instead of trying to refill Metro Fairy. Gotcha.
Okay, that's reasonable. He probably won't take too long to get that when he goes back in.
Question is, when does he get back in?
We'll see what he does once he gets this item from P1. Unfortunately, I kind of suspect it's going to go to P4. I guess he doesn't have his Reflect yet, but he can get it from Rudo fairly easily. This is going to be the item room. Gonna have to fight a Helmet Head first, but nice and easy on attack 4. Horsehead rather, not Helmet Head. And P1 is a candle, so vanilla-ish items.
Mostly vanilla, except for that one glove and presumably one other thing somewhere.
But yeah, now Xarnax is seeing Candle in 1, and he's seeing Raft in 3, and he's gonna be thinking, well, it's vanilla items. And well, no, I guess sorry, he got that Raft from 2, right? Because the glove is in 3, so he knows it's shuffled.
He knows it's shuffled, but he thinks P3 is glove block potentially, which might be the bigger problem.
Oh, interesting. Xarnax did not pick up Reflect before coming back to the maze, so he's not going to be able to do P4. Maybe he's just wanting to like turbo his way to the east to pick up like downstab and some of the easy item pickups that are there. And get another magic container would be helpful. There's a couple easy ones there in the east. Xarnax looking... Okay, he's going to get the second item here in the maze. Didn't take him too long. And I think this extra bit of magic... doing math. I think that lets him cast Fairy twice. Is it magic? It's like 54, so it'd be 108. So no. 6 bars isn't enough, but 7 bars would be.
Rats to the east, which is looking extremely watery.
It's starting to look a lot like islands. Not confirmation yet.
I'm wondering if it might be a wacky looking vanilla like actually.
Yeah, this area is looking a little tall.
It's it might be a really, really big island, because the game does that sometimes.
Yeah, the way islands works is it splits the map into between 2 and 4 sections vertically, and then 2 and 4 sections horizontally, and then sort of fills islands into the gaps. And so, yeah, if you get islands that rolled 2 and 2, you sort of get big, chunky islands sometimes.
Yeah, I do believe this is an island. It does look like we're on an island. There is a bridge heading north of Xarnax's current position there. And I think we're on the edge of the map as well. I think we're on the eastern edge of the map by the looks of it, in part because this island appears to be enormous. Oh, the palace up here. As Vix picks up his candle, and that is P6.
Yep. Yeah, and this is the thing that really sucks for Xarnax, is that he's going to do this P6, he's going to do P5 while he's here, and probably spend a bunch of time looking for items that are definitely not the glove. Maybe he'll get lucky, right? I mean, he'll certainly get lucky that here's the boss.
Unfortunately, that means that Vix can potentially just be in and out of here in like a minute.
Yeah, if Xarnax gambles that there's nothing important here, he'll be fine. If Xarnax decides to get the item here, he could end up wasting a ton of time. Because yeah, when Vix gets here, I guarantee you, he's gonna go down that elevator, he's gonna see the boss, he's gonna kill it, and he's gonna be gone.
Yeah. Very down to 29 at Magic 5, yeah, very nice. Vix is gonna go beat P3 now, and I presume Vix is just going to never come back to the west at this point. He's gonna beat P3, beat P4, head east, and call it, and just never come back here.
Yeah, and that's the kind of routing you want to do, if at all possible, right? Just do each continent once, clear everything you need to clear, and don't come back.
Pretty much. C6 done for Xarnax. Or gem placing 6 for Xarnax. He's not necessarily done with it, but he is done with placing the gem.
Yeah, we'll see if he decides that he wants to dig this for the item, or just be like, I'm gonna gamble that P6 isn't required.
Now, to note, as Vix finds his way back to Reba, when Vix isn't necessarily in go mode, we don't actually know if we're gonna need to dig the boots out of someplace might be the biggest thing, but we know there's only so many places boots can be, so, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's about the only thing we could be, really, at this point.
Oh, okay. Somewhat good news for Xarnax. Okay, very good news for Xarnax. P6 beyond the boss was glove blocked. There was a left he could have taken, but he just decided, nah, forget it, I'm out.
7 magic jars for old lady, we're not getting our 8th.
Extremely rude. No one's gonna want to going in. I would not be surprised if we just did not see a sighting of Death Mountain at all this seed.
Probably not. I did notice, by the way, we've got one of those like land bridge tiles right next to Nukasudo here, so Moon's probably stuck again.
That does increase the likelihood that that boots are going to be required potentially to get to either P5 or GP as Xarnax picks up his any key. You know, this is how it works, right? You get to Magic 5, Fairy gets cheap, and then you immediately find the any key, and it's pointless.
Yep. Because the game's got jokes. Vix is hunting for a bit of extra experience here. And is also, yeah, there we go.
Yes, it's not going to be enough. Was this the item room with the dripper? No. I don't know if there were any good P bags in the small enemy drop. You can't like farm the bots.
Don't remember either, but the Doom Knocker here might help. Or maybe not. He decides not to yet.
Yeah.
The orange.
Doom Knocker might be enough. Okay, nothing on the desert tile.
Lujar, but that's what I meant by the one tile here, by the way. Next to Xarnax there, that's likely bad boots. We can't get off this island going north either. It looks like the raft tile was in the southeast corner, because this is straight north of that, basically.
Yeah, and that tile definitely indicates bad boots.
And Vix decides it's not worth trying to find it. He knows this is a fairly fast seed so far. He's just gonna...
Yeah, I know road is... It is currently not possible for biomes to roll road as a random terrain type. The technology does exist in 4.3, but it hasn't been used yet. One of these days, I'll ramp up chaos a bit, and we'll have like random spiders and roads and stuff thrown all throughout the terrain.
Yeah. All right, Vix found his experience. That's a funny spot. The wizard just hovering over the big old pit, and Vix is back to place the gem.
Yeah, wizards are like levers. Gravity is a suggestion for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so good leveling for Vix. He's got 3 palaces left to go at 4, 5, 6, so he'll be probably 5, 6, 7 or thereabouts coming into GP, which is a very comfortable set of levels. Xarnax nicely thundering his way out of a problem. Now that he doesn't need to use his magic for fairy, he can afford to use it to make his life easier.
Vix got the item out of 3 earlier. Drosy, it was the glove in there, which is a problem for Xarnax, because he bailed out of there, either thinking it's a glove lock or just, or either just doesn't want to come back later, but, either way, yeah. That's why, Vix didn't check the item in 3 that second trip there.
Yeah, and so far this P5 not looking to me nearly as kind as P6 was for Xarnax.
No, is this P5? I actually lost track.
Is this P5? He had left P6, unless he went back into P6. That sounds crazy.
Drosy upstab wasn't me though, we found it. And I believe this is P6, unless P5 happened to get the exact same color, exact same background color.
No, don't go back into P6, Xarnax. I mean, maybe it could just be that a thing that could be nice for Xarnax is that it's looking decently possible that the boots are going to be that. No, that was a different palace than P6. I think. Oh. No, that was P6.
I was gonna say I think the odds of P5 having the exact same everything as 6, including brick pattern and float foreground and background colors, was not good.
Yeah, so I have a hard time remembering this, but it's so one thing that's kind of nice for Xarnax is that it's starting to look like we might need to get bad boots, and so maybe if he went to that P6 and he found bad boots, then it could be, it's a thing that he has to do anyway. It's not actually losing him any time to go hunt down the item in that palace. But unfortunately, after spending additional time in P6, Xarnax has found that the item in P6 is glove locked.
Yep.
Just this, Vix finding that glove and Xarnax abandoning it, just like going back to P3 is just gonna be the last thing he does. And I don't blame him. Like, that's a sensible way to play the seed. There's a river devil that could be potentially blocking the way forward, huh?
Yeah.
It looks like the only ways to advance to the east past where Xarnax was is bad boots or a flute.
And that whichever one it is, it's got to be in P4 because
if we have required river devil, I'm gonna cheer.
Or unless it's somehow, oops, your overworld items are shuffled after all, which would be a real troll.
Yeah, I don't think that's very likely here, but...
Very, very unlikely. We've seen a lot of vanilla overworld items.
In this flag set, it can be a bit of a troll sometimes, because like if you start with a bunch of items and you have a bunch of hearts, so much of the item pool is small items that sometimes you can't necessarily tell. Like, you might have seen 7 locations, but 5 of them are just small items, and it's, you know, if you've only seen a couple vanilla items, it could be some duplicates, you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. We found a trophy in Trophy Cave, P-Bags in Pillar P-Bag Cave, and on Stonehenge on the west. We got a blue jar on Desert Tile, which checks. We know hammers in DM, and we got a magic jar in the magic jar check on the maze, which and the ending key was also vanilla. So all indications so far are vanilla overworld items.
Yeah, and this seed probably, but like just to like, you know, magic containers are decently likely to be vanilla just because, you know, there's 4 of them in the pool. All the small items, like, you know, it could be whatever. It's very easy for small items to shuffle. The magic key and the trophy are the 2 ones there that, like, okay, these are items. There's only 1 of them in the pool. They're in their vanilla spots. That's definitely starting to look like vanilla. And also too, you know, we've seen so many small items get removed as well, like that. Yeah, so this is the problem, right? Vix is here in P6, and he's gonna kill the boss. He's gonna be gone. Ooh, upstab strats, neat.
Yep. And bienvenue Papy Grand avec un trait de 56. Merci pour le raid. Bienvenue à tous. Nous avons une petite course du tournoi Random% du rando de Zelda 2 entre VixRyder et Xarnax. Vous me connaissez peut-être à cause du communauté OTR. J'étais partie de la partie raid de S1 un peu plus tôt actuellement. Mais je commence assez fréquemment pour le rando de Zelda 2 aussi. Et nous sommes dans les derniers rounds de ce tournoi où tous les flags sont randomisés. Est-ce que nous avons les palais randomisés, les items randomisés ou pas? À ce moment, il cherche la flûte et les bottes probablement. Vix a un gros avantage, mais il faut trouver soit les bottes, soit la flûte pour naviguer l'Est. C'était un rando très très différent que OTR ou MMR, mais c'est très intéressant. Si vous avez des questions, n'hésitez pas de les poser. Et j'aurais tenté trop répondre, mais mon vocabulaire est pas le meilleur pour ce rando. And hi everyone, and yes, back to the English. ID key for Vix. We got a raid from someone I recognize from the OTR Francophone community, hence the couple minutes of French there.
Yeah, it's wonderful that we have people coming over from all these different communities to come and experience the joy of Zelda 2 Rando. It's a bit of an unfortunate one, but
yeah. And how do randomers manage to mentally endure the difficulty of the game, Atmo? Practice.
Yeah, to some extent practice, and to some extent, the things that are difficult in Randomizer are often, I wouldn't say easier or harder than vanilla, they're different. Right? The combat, you know, could be a little bit harder in places, but also it's less cruel in places, right? Like the thing that makes the combat more difficult is just that, you know, there's not a strict progression of enemies, but also like because of the settings we have, magic is a little cheaper on average just because it's being shuffled and it can't go up, it can only go down. And, you know, you might get something powerful like the downstab early that really facilitates ramping you up the power curve faster than you would. Yeah. Oh man, and this is really what Xarnax needed. Vix is about to find that indeed there is no way further on this east without getting some bad boots or a flute, and Xarnax has taken an up A and has decided that the west carries what he wants, which is accurate.
Yeah. And Vix is deciding to go P4 before P6, which I think is an understandable call when you're looking at a 50-50 for the progression.
Especially because he is at least, I don't think his P4 was that long, but he has at least done some of it. And
Yeah,
because of Boots or a Flute represents progress, regardless of what's here, it's likely he'll be able to continue.
Yeah. It would be funny if one of these palaces has the Boots and the other has the Flute. Pretty decent chance of it, to be fair.
Yeah, so Xarnax wanted to check that far northeast section we were talking about, and he did, but there's nothing there. So we'll see where he wants to go next. I hope for his sake that it's P3, but I kinda doubt it.
I mean, there's only so many places he can go knowing it's vanilla overworld items. For those who don't know, by the way, going Reflect, that would, yeah.
Yeah, Xarnax is going to do P4 as well, but he wants to get Reflect first, which makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, Patrick with a good point. We almost always, in the Randomizer community, play with a flag that lets you continue from the start of all palaces on a game over or reset instead of just GP. And yeah, it makes the game considerably less punishing that you can always continue on. Or what happens a lot, you'll see when our runners enter palaces, they'll use up A on controller 2 when paused is a vanilla feature that lets you instantly take a game over and reset. And so they'll do that at the start of palaces to make sure that they always are starting each palace with a full set of lives and magic and whatnot. Also in this particular seed, we have randomized to 5 starting lives, which is quite nice. Not always the case. It can roll as low as 2.
For sure, yeah.
So both of our runners in P4 looking for the items. Xarnax also going to be looking for the boss, but Xarnax has quite a bit more magic and also an any key. I guess Vix did also. He's probably not going to be limited on magic for either of our runners, but the where is the item is still a question. Because again, I don't think Vix explored that many rooms finding the boss.
I don't think so. You explored a handful, but not a ton.
Ooh, okay. 500 points in the small drop pool. It must be a more rare drop. Vix thinking about going left there, gets bopped by a bubble and says, "Actually, I'm gonna take this elevator." Oh, and then it looked like that elevator was a loop anyway, so.
I think so, yeah. So he heads back down and heads left.
Meanwhile, Xarnax has found Karak and is bravely holding down in the corner.
Love blocked room here for Vix with some less than fun enemies in it.
Yeah, he could just cast Thunder here. I would have just cast Thunder there. And he's dead. Yeah, unfortunately you cannot save, I mean you can save yourself with Fairy in that room, but it doesn't quite do what you want. And Vix is deciding that he's just gonna turn around and try a different direction. Okay, Xarnax has found the item was just on the other side of the boss. So Xarnax has got a flute in hand. He is going to be able to advance a little further on that east to find, unfortunately, his reward for all of this will be a P5 that does not contain the glove that he is going to full clear looking for the glove.
Yep. Or well, he's hoping that the River Devil goes nowhere and that he needs to go back to 3 instead, but we'll see.
Yeah. So Vix finishes exploring that whole section he was in, looped back around to the back side of that room that he gave up on earlier, and has just decided to up A, and we're probably going to see him check behind the boss in just a bit here.
I think he has seen most of the palace by now for Vix, so there shouldn't be too much left in here.
Xarnax was trying to get an encounter skip there, accidentally went one tile too low and missed it. But yeah, we're going to see this whole west end of the east hanging out behind the River Devil. Ooh, here's Downstab. That's a nice pickup. They already have the spell from this town. It was one of their starting spells, but Xarnax will be able to... I was going to say ferry his way up to Downstab, but we're going to see a super jump attempt. Fail on the first try. All right, second try still saves time. And the people had some questions about this earlier. The upstab is the best stab, being a downstab text, and vice versa is a bit of a community in-joke about people always arguing about what the best stab is.
Yep.
Barba slithers with the boots. Interesting. Xarnax has gotten that hint, and that gives him a very helpful hint that he has wasted the amount of time he spent at P6 and should not waste any more attempting to get an item out of that. Xarnax doesn't have enough magic to fairy feet. He is just going to do these encounters normally, not try to get an encounter skip on them. The one without the flying, the one without the generator, like this one that he's in right now, is usually fairly tame. But the one with the generators can be extremely rude, knocking you into the pits. That's usually the one that people will try to encounter skip if they're going to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, the community text always expanding, always improving. You see Vix just cast fairy. If anyone has suggestions, for witticisms or memes or jokes or other things they want to see the community text say, check out the community hints channel in the Discord. That has always looking for people to make submissions that I can add in. Especially looking for 4.3, I need a bunch of additional text for randomizing both the people who know nothing and the saying the wizards have if you don't have enough magic containers.
Oh, that'll be funny.
Yeah, got some good suggestions so far, but need some more before that one gets pushed out. So go ahead and check that out with the rest of the Discord if you're not already there. Ooh, interesting. This does not pass through. Oh no! Xarnax has gone through all of this, and his only way forward is another Bad Boots track.
There's a pass-through cave going north here.
Is this a pass-through?
It is.
Oh, okay. There's the other cave was... Okay, the other cave was just risen. Okay. No Bad Boots required. Womp womp. I was just very excited about the possibility of a boots that require a seed that required both Bad Boots and a River Devil block.
That would be amazing, honestly. But let's see what's on the other side of this pass-through cave, because this will take us up to the northwest corner, more or less. Okay, got a bridge to the right here. That's the other side of just north of the Risen P-Bag Cave. And I've got still further north to go. Water tiles up here, which we know we don't need because it's vanilla overworld items. Where's P5?
That's an excellent question.
Because that looks like the Valley of Death here in the north middle bit of the map here that they both just checked and don't want to go do.
Man, if P5 is actually under the forest tile and our runners have to go to Death Mountain, this is like it actually approaching the kind of trolliness we see from the long zero jumpers we keep getting.
I'm wondering where's the connection to DM is an honest to goodness question at the rate we're going, to be honest. Because we're running out of places for that to be at this point. It has to exist.
Bad Boots Islands is just an absolute monstrosity. Okay, Xarnax is up aid. He may be convinced that P3 holds his answer. I sure hope so.
And I was just about to say, I think that was a misplay from Xarnax to not check that cave because I think that might be a connector, and it is to a River Canyon DM. Uh-oh.
Okay, that might be useful. If it is actually a Hammer Block P5, that connection is going to be incredibly useful.
There is a forest tile right next to that cave too, DM, but I didn't catch if that one might be a Nukasudo tile.
Yeah,
I think that P5 is either hammer blocked or it's somehow hiding behind like that one boots block tile thing we saw near P6.
Alright, great news. Xarnax has decided that P3 has to hold his answer. And while it's not going to give him the answer to progression, it is going to give him his absolutely mandatory glove.
Yes.
And if he gets the glove here, he'll be able to turn around and clear out P2 as well. And if Vix keeps not finding the way forward as well, this could be Xarnax's chance to catch up.
It could, yeah.
But Vix still pretty substantially ahead at this point.
Yeah, he's in another pasture cave. This one's heading west, I think.
Oh man, and Xarnax, when he did go back into P3, he just immediately found the path to the glove.
And is going to feel more than a little silly about this. Probably.
Yep.
And nope, okay, that cave just took us to the other side of the river double, which really doesn't help.
Yeah. So Xarnax,
I've forgotten where.
Yeah. He does need to actually clear Rebo, but you know, obviously at 5.56 with downstab, boss is going to be substantially easier for him than they were for Vix.
Yeah. Oh, there is a forest tile here for Vix that we didn't catch earlier. I didn't pay much attention to earlier, at least.
Yeah, I'm not sure he did either.
Well, he's not checking it, but there's two of them actually. So yeah, there's a real chance that P5 might be under one of these forest tiles someplace. But Vix is gonna go look for boots first.
Vix, okay, that's right. Did he get the hint about the boots? I know Xarnax did.
I don't know that Vix did. I
know he went into the town, but he may not have checked the hint guys. I mean, it could be that boots are just required, right? Like, there's a solid chance that the boots are just required to get to wherever P5 and or the entrance to GP are.
I suspect GP entrance is in the northwest past the River Devil, but we're...
Yeah, where P5 is still well, it could be, if you really want to go into crazy possibilities, it could be that we need the hammer to get into P5, but you need the bad boots to traverse the River Canyon DM.
Yeah, it's also possible, yeah.
Okay, so Xarnax has made his way over to Rebo. And it looks like we're not gonna see a corner setup. It looks like he's gonna do... Oh, he is doing a corner setup and just was way off of the tile he needed to be on.
Did Vix make a terrible face when he realized this was going to be bad boots? I honestly didn't pay that much attention to Master Tank, so I don't know. But he does have a face cam on.
So if by some possibility the way to P5 and GP doesn't involve the boots, then Xarnax has made up a ton of time by, you know, not having to go into P6. I'm like, not having gone into P6 as much as Vix. He did spend some time earlier doing it. But if the boots are required, then Vix is just marching on forward towards the extremely trolly solution. a little bit of a troll with the Iron Knuckles there, and yeah, just another dead end. This P6 sucks.
Yeah, it does.
And the sad thing is, I think Vix and Xarnax both explored a decent amount of it. A lot of what they explored was different, and yet still incorrect.
Yeah. Oh, since I wasn't paying attention, what's Xarnax's gem placement at?
Xarnax has killed, he killed Rebo, so he still has 2 and 5 outstanding.
And he did pick up that glove. Okay, scanner braining.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is P6 has been a dig, and we have still not seen the boss, even though they've cleared different sections. And Xarnax has gone back in here too, which makes sense at this point.
They're both just banking on the boots being required.
Absolutely.
I tell you one other thing that's possible. They took a raft in order to get to. Sorry, they took a bridge to get to the maze and a raft off of the maze, and they found a cave into DM. But we haven't seen the other cave. It's possible, and this is just the trolliest thing ever, that the correct solution is to take that cave into DM, to find the other cave in DM, to go back to a different part of the east. We could have a segmented Islands East.
There's a non-zero chance of this, yes. Also, there's also a very low chance that GP is not in fact in the Valley of Death, because the game is stupid sometimes. But anyway, we're out of 6 now. Boots located for...
Yep, and Vix immediately taking a trip
across... Oh, of course, it's a dead end!
Of course, why would it not be a dead end? And there's a town there, but I'm pretty sure that's just Old Kasuto, and that's nothing.
No, it's not Old Kasuto. I think it's Naburu, but it's still the point is it's dead.
If it's Naburu, I'm surprised he didn't check it. Naburu could be Dash.
It's Fire or Dash, but yeah, I guess he just doesn't think it's worth it.
I feel it's... Well, that's not true. I would say it's worth checking, but they already know that the signs are off. So he would actually have to go all the way through to get the spell. And I bet if Xarnax was in that same spot, he'd take the gamble trying to get Dash. Thank you, Irene, for your contributions. I'll get to them in a bit here. I should hopefully a new beta out today. I know it's been a while. I've had stuff that I'm working on, but should have something out soon with a bunch of bugs. Again, shout outs to J-Ro for helping me fix some of these bugs.
Yeah, Vix is working his way back over to that DM connector, which is Xarnax, by the way, updated right next to. Xarnax didn't actually check it. He has been suspicious of what it is, but he might think it's I don't know if he's seen Sunken P-Bag Cave. In any case, there's that.
I think he's seen P-Bag Caves.
I have been keeping the most track, but Xarnax should have that cave in mind, that it doesn't look like it's a pass-through cave, and it should be something interesting. Oh, I forgot this was this water path, so here's P5 hiding out. Boots blocked! Yay! I actually missed this little walking on boots bit of thingamajig next to on this island, because it kind of blended in a bit.
Okay, and this has led to P5.
So no DM dig required after all, just...
We still haven't... Have we found the entrance to the Valley of Death?
I believe it's up on the northern coast.
Okay, if we found that entrance, then we're good.
Because we saw the... Oh, hey. Okay, no, that's the other because when we took that boots block by P6, we saw the entrance to the... We saw the Valley Palace, and it looked like the valley was pointing to the west. And we were up in the northwest corner. The pass-through cave that's just south of here takes us up near that way. I think they both saw like some lava that looked like the edge of the entrance, but they didn't bother going in at the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, despite this being Xarnax's third trip into P6, he's still just basically full clearing it.
Yeah.
But, you know, P5 has the possibility of being long and trolly and windy, and Xarnax could get lucky and get some advantage.
GP can also be a moose, but yeah.
Yeah, GP is always the possibility to equalize out races, but it's gonna be tough. Is that a loop for Xarnax?
Not sure. I've gotten a bit lost in here already. Hey Mariah, yeah, stuff's definitely happened here. No spoilers, but the rando's been doing rando things.
Yeah, it does that. Mariah said he played the scene himself. Mariah, I'm sure, started this up when the race started and has already finished. In that case, what happened here is madness. Xarnax went into P3 early, but somehow missed the connection that led to the glove and has just been 100%ing everything that was not the glove. He did eventually, he was forced to go back and get it because there's so many blocks, but yeah, Xarnax just finished his third dip of P6, finally getting these boots that we know are required.
Yep.
And Vix, meanwhile, you know, took his own sweet time getting through P6, but he's sort of slowly but effectively made his way through the seed. He's going to be on his way to GP fairly shortly here. Ooh, does burn a gem. I'm sure Mariah would approve. Life 7 is apparently cheating.
Yep.
I'm happy that this was a Bad Boots and River Devil blocked seed.
Gabe had jokes on that one.
No cross though. These boas are giving Vix quite a bit of damage. But with 5 lives, he's sort of just tank his way through everything. Yeah, okay, yeah, GP is just north of where Xarnax is right now, although he's gonna have to loop around the long way.
Yep. Yeah.
He'll be able to do P5 on the way though.
He will, but it is a pretty long hike back, all the way around the east.
This is the Valley of Death entrance, just hanging out at the end of this bridge. Okay, this makes sense.
They peeked the edge of it earlier, but decided they weren't going to go in, because understandable.
Yeah, it's very likely that that GP, you know, if there's only one palace you haven't seen, it's something like 96 or 97% likely that it's going to be GP in the valley at that point.
Yeah.
And in just a sec, we'll see our favorite question: how trolly is this GP going to be? Are we going to find Dark Link 2 rooms in, or is it going to be 50 rooms of pain?
Oh, we'll find out. Yes, Max Rando said it. Random% is definitely biased towards vanilla GP 10309 entry to GP. It's a 50% chance that GP is automatically forced to the Valley of Death. Then it's a 50% chance that Palace is our own continent, and a 1/3 chance of that just there being that GP is own continent and has ended up in the Valley of Death anyway. And then it's like a 1 in 7 after that. So it's, yeah, it's The odds are pretty good of GP being in Valley of Death in any given seed.
And the very first room has a wonderful chicken welcoming party for Vix.
Yep.
They have forced him to up a... Oh, how nice, though. Their health has rolled down, so you can just kill red Burn Knights with a single Thunder. See, the seed is too kind. And these orange birds are not nearly as dangerous.
Yeah, it's almost a 3/4. It's almost like my math might be wrong, but it's almost like a 3/4 chance that GP is just in Valley of Death in any given seed, even from the very get-go.
Yeah, it's pretty high. I've not mathed it out. One of the things I keep meaning to do and have not done is come up with a table of what the chances of being able to cast a specific spell are at a specific magic level. It's a little bit more complicated than you'd expect. Xarnax, what? Xarnax is at 301 experience, and it's actually pretty difficult to do now that I fixed this stupid bug with 300 points. There is a bug in vanilla, for people who don't know, where everything that says it gives you 300 actually gives you 301. For who knows what reason. And I fixed that to give 300 experience instead, so totaling up to 301 is a bit unlikely. Mariah wanted to change it back to 301. I refuse. If it says 300, it's gonna give you 300.
Reason devs can't math. Well,
yeah, well, I mean, the value is in hexadecimal, so it's a little bit, you don't immediately be like, is D even, right? Like, it's not something that pops into your head immediately, but yeah, it is simple enough fix. I can make it 301 when we finally get to having custom experience tiers, which is unfortunately more complicated than you'd expect.
Yep. Here's Guma for Xarnax. And there's a T-Bird versus Vix.
Okay. And you gotta go do the T-Bird, Vix. You have enough to cast Thunder.
I guess he's gonna check the right at least first, and then keep going.
This is such a gamble. Like, if I didn't have, if I was there and you don't have enough magic to cast Thunder, then right, if you don't have enough magic to cast Thunder there, then sure, I understand you don't want to take a death, you want to keep going to explore some other stuff, but like, if you have enough to cast Thunder there, like, even if you find your way back there's no guarantee you're gonna have enough to cast Thunder the next time. And
yeah,
there's a 50% chance that the path to Dark Link is gonna be hard required behind Thunderbird, and a 50% chance that maybe it's behind Thunderbird, right? Even if it rolls Thunderbird required off, it could be the case just coincidentally that Thunderbird sits on the only path forward. But I think you gotta do Thunderbird. I don't know if Xarnax still needs to do P2. I don't actually remember. I feel like, so on the one hand, I feel like Xarnax had to have done P2, because like, why wouldn't you do it when you went back to the West? But also, I don't remember him doing it, so if it's certainly, let me put it this way, Xarnax believes that he has done P2 because he's going to GP right now. If
he's gonna be very sad in a minute or two.
Yeah, if he hasn't done P2 and he gets to this GP, it's gonna be really sad.
Yeah, but we'll see. Well, Chad says yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, yep. That's definitely a gem hanging on his menu. Oh yeah. No!
Oh, this just feels bad.
This is just not been Xarnax's seed, as Vix is finally gone back to do this Thunderbird and hammering away at him.
Thankfully, it wasn't too far past T-Bird to realize I'm going not much of anywhere, or at least enough that he decided to just turn around and come back here.
Yeah, was doing pretty good at the pattern, but got a little off. Decides to safely reset on the right side. And we're gonna see what Xarnax is gonna touch the barrier, and it kills you. Oh no! He has enough life 7, beefy enough that he does not die. That's a surprise.
There's him staring at the menu, going, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Oh, Xarnax, that feels bad.
It feels very bad because that basically was the last of his hopes of beating the seed, going up in flames.
Yeah, he was behind to begin with. Even if he had beaten P2, he would have been a good couple minutes behind. But this GP is looking enough of a mess that, you know, it's not over yet. But having to come back here really is going to cost Xarnax some time that he didn't have to begin with.
It's a long walk.
I don't even quite remember why Xarnax didn't beat P2 in the first place, but
the first time he was here, he was glove locked.
Right. That.
And when he went back to P3 and got the glove, he just forgot that he needed to go back and do this.
Which is perfectly understandable, it's just unfortunate. Xarnax is running a tracker for this, we're wondering, but he doesn't mark his gem placements on it. He doesn't have any of his other 5 gems marked for context, so that doesn't help him at all.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate thing to have forgotten.
Yeah, brain farts happen, it just feels bad.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely done it in races before, so... Usually you jump into the barrier and it kills you, though. Ah, that's right. He had to jump over this Canadian hole. And yeah, he didn't have the glove here last time.
Right, yeah, and on this side, Vix is about to be done.
Yep. Oh no, the Canadian hole. Okay, this must have been a different route. He thought it was across the Canadian hole. I thought it was across the Canadian hole. It's somewhere else.
It's not. Head is left out of the item room. Right, that. Thank you for the reminder. As JG's here to Vix 11130. And take game 2 and the series with an official, and we'll see if he wants to interview. He'll be joining us in a minute. And Xarnax is going to continue at least for a little bit. He's going to at least find the boss if he can and see how long he continues in GP. Xarnax does like to continue seeds after even if his opponent's not done, but yeah, we'll see on that. One of the perils for him is that it has been a good while since Xarnax was last in P2, so one of the issues is, do you remember where you went the first time?
I sure don't.
I don't either. He is heading the right way now, which helps.
Yeah, because that's where he up-A'd because he didn't. I remember now. He up-A'd there because he didn't have enough magic to get past that key door. Yeah, Vix will be joining us in just a second. Currently got a nice view of his empty chair while he takes care of whatever he needs to take care of. Alright, and Xarnax has finally placed his 6th gem and is going to take the very circuitous route back through the maze, back around the east to get his way into GP once again.
Yep. And while he does that, we are joined by VixRyder. GG's.
Yo, GG's, thank you.
So that one was rude.
That Yeah, I don't want to talk about those boots. Or that food.
So what's really interesting is that Xarnax, the routing was weird because Xarnax was in 3 early, but gave up on it because he just didn't find the path. And he ended up going to the east and Maze Island, all of those things a little bit ahead of you, but without the gloves. So he was digging around in P6 and we were thinking, oh no, this is going to cost him a ton of time. But he could have had the possibility of getting the boots. But I don't remember if they were glove blocked or he just didn't find the path in time. And he ended up leaving P6, so he didn't even have those boots. And it just turned into a giant mess of everyone checking everything.
Yeah, it definitely a good old-fashioned full clear seed.
Yeah, you were solidly ahead coming into GP, but the real thing that stung for Xarnax is when he finally did go back to the west and get that glove, he forgot to go back into P2 and clear it. And he went all the way to GP and touched the barrier.
And then was like, oh. Yeah, that feels bad.
That does feel very bad.
He's just making his way back up to GP again now.
Yeah, that's rough. But yeah, overall, that it didn't seem honestly that bad until you realize what you actually have to do. Because as soon as I saw those two boots tiles on the east, I'm like, okay, well maybe the boots aren't required, and 5 will just be somewhere else. Then I go the other way and see the flute block, and okay, now what do I do?
Yeah,
we were excited. Go back to 4 and hope the boots in 4, and found the flute, and I was like, oh, okay, well maybe this boots still aren't needed. And yeah, the one sliver of the east you need the boots to get to is where 5 was at.
Yeah, we were excited because when Xarnax was on the east fairly early, and he found that you either needed the boots or the flute to advance, and like, oh man, River Devil block. But we were prepared for an even trollier route before we saw where that boots bridge was leading to P5. We were on the I was hoping for at least the narrow possibility that you had to go into DM, because we still hadn't seen the other transport cave. So we were thinking, I am
not gonna lie, that thought was at the back of my mind as soon as I saw DM.
Yeah, we're like, do you have to go into DM to find the other connection, to find a segmented part of the east? Because that was potentially still in logic, but once you found that bridge over to P5, it was like, oh, okay, well, actually only very trolly instead of extremely trolly.
Yeah. By the way, I actually dug Z2 edit out to go check where that other connector cave was, since we didn't see it. The route is more than a little bit stupid. It requires you to navigate like 60% of Maze Island after the raft tile. Like, you need to keep going north of it. You approach.
There's another cave on the north of Maze Island.
Yeah, you have to go. It's because you come in, the bridge is on the middle of the western side of Maze Island. You go around the southern side to get to the raft, and then the raft is in the southeast corner. If you keep going north from there, it's gonna go around west and south and back around again. It's like 60% of Maze Island is over there. You eventually find your way to the other cave, to the connector cave, and that is an immediate dead end. Completely goes nowhere.
Neither runner even checked far enough up into Maze Island for us to see that cave.
Yep. And also Maze Island was hard boots blocked. Not Maze Island, DM was hard boots blocked.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yep.
That was actually the island's east. Then the island's DM, sorry, that was a hard boots blocked one because of course it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and that first room of GP was also very mean with the 2 birds right at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, thankfully, though, the birds died in a single thunder. That could have been much worse.
And who would have thought Thunderbird was actually required in this one, unless there was another route that I didn't find.
Yeah, I'm moderately certain Thunderbird was required, but it's always hard to like know for sure because it could always be like there was a drop somewhere else that led into a drop exit that you know took you there. So like there wasn't another path, but technically that's not Thunderbird required. So
yeah.
Yeah, people were blaming me in chat earlier, but I'm with Alan. This one's Star's fault.
I did admittedly put the command in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We should blame whoever programmed Sahasrabot.
Who is that? You're the programmer of the randomizer.
Well, I don't. I don't know who made Sahasrabot. That's a good point.
Sahabot was from Sinek.
All right. Well, shout outs to him.
On some level, there's also Dig as this random's original dev. And anyway, so next, taking a look through this GP, it took a while for you to find your way through here. You got in at I think like 103 something Xarnax Vix, and it took like 8 minutes for you to beat this place.
Yeah, well, Xarnax is on the right route.
So when Xarnax got to GP without placing the last gem, what time period was that?
You had been in GP for like I think like about 4 minutes by that point.
Okay, so
you were ahead, but you were really, really ahead once he couldn't actually get in.
Fair enough.
But yeah, there were enough opportunities in this GP to potentially troll you. I mean, you found that Thunderbird and did not want to do it right away. Wanted to keep looking a bit further and see if there was something else.
Yep. Well, because I think every seed I played so far in this tournament, I would get to Thunderbird, and then like 3 rooms later, it was a dead end. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go somewhere else this time.
It is actually 50-50, but I understand that sometimes random
especially since it was a fairly quick and early Thunderbird.
Yeah,
because I just kind of lucked out because there were a bunch of junctions that I didn't take, and I just saw that and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go a couple rooms and see if there's anything that sticks out. And I think I found a loop, and I'm like, I'll just walk back and walk down to T-Bird and see what's there.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes GP's just, lucky.
Yep, so Xarnax has cleared Thunderbird as well, and I don't think it was too many more rooms before Darklink for him.
I think it was like 4, and they were all lefts.
Well, we'll see. Oh no, Xarnax, unfortunately, that's his second death to 5 bars of life 7, still not doing great against these birds, and Xarnax is not casting shield or thunder, just kind of man-moding through the first time. Okay, next, he's going to cast shield the second time. That's smart. Yep. Oh yeah, this is this just big linear left path here. Go left, and then up this elevator. And then left again. Xarnax's gonna hit this 50-50 a couple times just to be safe. Didn't actually catch how many bars life restored. Neither runner needed to cast it too much. Early on, Fairy was so expensive that...
I think it was only 2.
Okay. Yeah,
I ended up having to cast it on the Dark Link fight because he kept jumping into me.
Yeah, Fairy was very expensive for a long time, and then Xarnax got Magic 5 right before he got the any key. And so it was a bit of a crunch for quite a while on Magic, and then it didn't matter at all. But Xarnax did successfully go through the only route he could and has reached her. And I bet we're going to see Xarnax do a thing he likes to do where he does intended strategy here. Yeah. Cheese be gone. We're going to see an intended strategy during Zelda fight.
Yep.
And get your GGs in chat for Xarnax finishing with an official time 124.22.
GG's. Pretty nice fight there. Intended strats can definitely go a little weird sometimes, so that went pretty well. We'll see if he wants to interview, and then that'll be about it here for us. There's Xarnax. Hey Xarnax, GG.
GG's.
GG Vix.
Yeah, GG Xarnax. That there's some unfortunate moments there.
It went south about 3 minutes in.
Yeah, you obviously didn't get the glove when you could have early. That puts you early into the East, which could have been fine if you had been able to get those boots from 6 early. They could have cleared up some stuff, but unfortunately, just everything went wrong. You didn't end up getting the glove, didn't end up finding the boots when you were in 6, and then managed to somehow miss P2, and it was a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's not like when I really felt like it was started falling apart as soon as the glove wasn't in 2. I was a good chance of a key or glove block, or spending time here that I don't need to. When there's at least a 50% chance that the glove is in 2. And so when I realized that, I just up and ate and cut my losses. So I thought.
Yeah, it was a bit weird early that both of you, even though 2 was right next to start, both of you decided to do 3 first.
Yeah, I didn't
just
even
because
peek
of
into
routing.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know it ended up working out really well for Vix, and unfortunately not very well for you.
Yeah, sounds about right. Rando gonna rando.
Yep.
I definitely made a couple just mind-bogglingly stupid decisions. The biggest one being not turning in my trophy before I went east.
Yeah, that didn't help. No, not having reflect.
I don't even remember what was on the trophy. Oh, that was reflect. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't even remember what was what.
I dug 4 looking for the glove before I got reflect. I was just kind of hoping at that point that reflect was in Nibiru.
Yeah.
And I didn't need the trophy.
That's fair.
Once I orphaned the glove in 3, I just kind of out-meted myself. Was just like, okay, I'm if the glove's in 3, I'm already done. So let's try everything else.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this does eliminate you, Xarnax. So another tournament. It's fine. I was gonna say another tournament's gone by. We didn't get to face each other, but I'm not gonna make it past this. I'm not gonna make it past this week either. Level Edge is gonna crush me. So
come on, you need to win so we can have a rematch next week.
I'm all for it. Our match was absolutely fantastic, Vix. I would love to do that again, even if it results in me losing. I don't have very much confidence that's going to happen. Yeah. I still need to schedule a time to lose a level. I'll probably do that fairly shortly. I've just been busy, but yeah, no, I do not expect to make it past this week. So, we can play a consolation match or something.
But yeah, no, GG's to you both. That was a fun race to watch, despite the everything map rando did map rando things. And congrats on taking the series 2-0, Vix. Good luck next round.
Thank you very much. GG's again,
I
Xarnax.
also was really bummed when I mean it ended up being fine, but when I found out it was bad boots.
Man.
Like my whole dig, like because I didn't know where 5 was yet, so I just assumed it was boots blocked. And so I was like walking around 6 or looking for the boots, and I was like, well, when I get the boots, then I can just cover the east much faster. Like by the time I got them, I was like, probably would have been faster to just not get the boots if I don't need them. And then when I tried to walk on water and couldn't, then I was just like face palmed. Then they ended up being necessary anyway, so it worked out, I guess, kind of.
Yeah, my first trip into the east, I saw the road tile that let me know that the boots were bad. And I'm like, well, I hope 5's not required, so I'm gonna go south. Not required, so I'm gonna go south and go the other way. And that's when I ran into the
River Devil.
River Devil.
Oh my
And I'm like,
goodness.
oh,
yeah.
I guess I gotta go find the flute. And I found the flute, and I'm like, well, maybe boots still aren't required. No, they still were.
We were
Yeah.
wondering if P5 was hiding under a forest town. You had to go fight dig DM, which then required a where's DM at question. And that connector cave ended up just kind of being in the middle of the map on the east, past the River Devil.
Which one?
So you actually up-aid right next to it, Xarnax. It's kind of in the middle of the map. After the River Devil, you go
It's a
west.
cave from the east to Death Mountain.
Yeah, it's west facing on the east, kind
Okay.
of in the middle of the map.
Did anyone ever go through the cave on Maze Island?
That one was a 100% dead-ended DM.
Okay.
The cave on the east to DM was a bit more useful, but DM was itself hard boots locked as well, because of course it was.
Okay. Yeah, never saw DM. That was nice.
You up-aid right next to the cave, which I assume you thought was an item or useless or whatever, but it did not end up mattering.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, it's been fun. I joined this tournament last second, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a pleasure to see you guys race. We'll hopefully see you in standard later this year? Or next?
What's that?
We'll hopefully see you in standard later this year, Xarnax.
I assume so.
With any luck, my hope is to have new community rooms in time for standard. Maybe not. I'm gonna try.
That would be nice.
Or we could just make vanilla rooms standard.
No.
I want to have more chaos. We're gonna have more chaos.
Yeah. On the other side, good luck to you in the next round, Vix, and
Thank you very much.
as well for TH reminding me, and yeah, good opportunity for that is we also have the Upstarts turn that'll be starting up not too coming up soon. TM, and that Vix was the one who won that tournament last year. Tournament to help the newer runners, the randomizer, get acquainted with it, and race against others of a similar skill level. So you're interested in that? Please check out the Discord.
Yes, Upstarts was a very fun time.
Yep. But until then, I think that's about it here for us. Please give both of our runners a follow, Xarnax and VixRyder, my co-com Elendar, and our checker, JLo. Let's see, coming up ahead on the ZSR schedule, we're going to go over and raid ZSR2. They are restreaming a Majora's Mask Randomizer Zora Easter Tournament 2024 Group C match between Vidya and Alf. Tomorrow on the schedule, we have ourselves at 2:15 East, 12:15 Eastern, we've got another MMR match, Spec versus Nasho at a Group B, an OTR Season 7 quarterfinals match between Asuna and Marceau Lyon, and some more MMR as well besides that. And we've got the link to the Past No Major Glitches League Season 6 starting up in a couple days too. They're opening matches this Wednesday. And keep an eye on the schedule for more Z2R. And until then, that'll be it here for us. Thank you for watching all, and we'll see you next time.